Hello, I'm Greg Wiley, and I'm with the Tavern Restaurant Group, and I'm sitting in our Scottish pub in downtown Cincinnati, Nicholson's, and I'm here today to talk to you about Belhaven, which is our flagship beer, if you will, and also our owner's favorite, Nick Sanders. I came on with the Tavern Restaurant Group back in 1990 when we opened the Shays, which is our American tavern out in Harper's Point. And I knew that I was in for something different with this group when we opened with Bass, Harp, and Guinness on draft, which may not seem that unusual now, but in 1990, if you were going to find a premium draft, it might be Heineken or Amstel Light. So it was very unusual to open with these three beers. In fact, nobody was mixing nitrogen back then for Guinness, so we had to serve it in a warm keg behind the bar with a nitrogen tank and a little CO2 tank, along with an igloo cooler to chill the beer down every day, or chill the coil down every day. So about 6 years later, when Nick came to me and said, I'm going to open a Scottish pub in downtown Cincinnati, would you come down and help me out? I said, sure, I'll help you out. And he said, well, you're going to have to wear a kilt. And I said, I don't think so. And he said, well, I was thinking about sending you to England and Scotland on a brewery tour. And I said, I wear a 36 regular. So I did go to England and Scotland, toured the Black Sheep Brewery and the Young's Brewery and the Sam Smith Brewery in Tadcaster. And the unusual thing about them is they still serve their kegs by horse-drawn wagon throughout the town there. So when it came time to open our Scottish pub, we absolutely had to have Belhaven, of course, and that was not available in Ohio at the time. So I tracked down a distributor out in Texas, of all places. And he told me that the only place that Belhaven was available in the United States was Texas and New York, of all places. And not only that, but there was no way that they were coming to Cincinnati, Ohio. Well, I'd known Nick long enough at that point to know that the one way to get him motivated is to tell him he couldn't do something. And I said, there's no way we're going to get Belhaven for Cincinnati, Ohio. And he said, well, I guess we'll have to go to the brewery in Dunbar and talk him into bringing it here. So, I guess the rest is history. He joined me on the end of my brewery tour in Scotland. We actually went to the brewery in Dunbar, and we had done our homework because we knew that we needed an excellent draft guy to set up our system and to actually, we probably became one of the first accounts in the city mixing our own nitrogen. So we went to the brewery, we had an appointment, and we talked to the head guy, and we convinced them of our passion not only for beers, but for Belhaven in particular. And so much so, Nick was so passionate, I was afraid they were going to call the security on us. But we did convince them, and now we have Belhaven in probably a dozen pubs around the country. So, and actually the gentleman that was a distributor out in Texas now comes into Nicholson's and claims this is his favorite pub from around the country. So if you come into one of our pubs, and we hope you will, just ask for a pint of our finest, and you'll be served up a beautiful Belhaven. It's got a nice roasted malt character and a beautiful creamy head. So please do come and see us, and cheers.